Today on the channel, we're going to build this Iceman guitar kit. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to take a look at part 2 of my build for my Iceman guitar. I'm going to stain the body, this ebony stain right here from Rust-Oleum, and I've got this golden pecan that's going to be on the neck. Going to do the back of the neck, the pecan color. The headstock on this guitar has a nice bird's eye look to it, so I want to be able to see that. So that's why I'm going to do the neck in pecan, and I'm going to do this body in ebony. I've got a special plan in mind for the body of this guitar, so we're going to do something a little bit more than ebony, but you'll have to watch the rest of the video to see what's going to happen. All right, so unfortunately, you know, I don't have my painter's tape with me tonight, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to very carefully stain this, and if I get a little bit of stain on the plastic binding, I'll be able to just wipe it off. But with a little bit of effort and a little bit of care, yeah, that should make a big difference. So we're going to go ahead and get this started here and see how it turns out. All right, so first things first, what I'm going to do is we're going to check out what this ebony looks like on the body of the guitar. So I'm not going to film this entire process. I'm going to show you what it looks like going on, and now I'm going to finish it up and then show you the finished product. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lightly rub this into the body and get it to look a consistent dark color. I still want some of the wood grain to show. Again, I've got some interesting plans for this guitar that I can't wait for you to see. But I'm going to get the top finished, and I'll come back and show you what it looks like. All right? Cool. Okay, so the ebony stain has been applied. I'm going to take some sandpaper and go over this and smooth it out. And then I'm going to flip it over and get the back side done. Okay, while I'm waiting on the body to dry, I'm going to take this and put the this pecan stain on the neck. So we'll get this started. So let me see what this looks like real quick. I'm going to show you real fast. I'll give a little bit of a sample here on camera, and we'll see what this color is going to look like. Necks are kind of hard to stain because this maple is usually maple necks, from my experience. They're very resistant to color. I could paint it, but I don't want paint on the back of the neck. Now this is my neck pocket. You don't want to get paint or stain where you're gonna attach the neck normally. If I was gonna glue it, I definitely wouldn't put stain up there, but I'm not gonna worry about putting stain on the rest of this. I just want a nice wood on wood seal. I'm just a little picky like that. So we'll go over this a few times and get this thing looking just a little bit lighter. I don't know if it's a good idea or a bad idea. I'm going to have a dark body with a really light neck, but I just think that's kind of cool. So we're going to try it. All right, so the neck came out really nice. I'm very happy with the way that this bird's eye pops. So the pecan stain, I decided to put the pecan stain here. I figured that just for consistency we'd do it over the whole thing. So got to get a little bit off the binding, nothing major, and it really popped here on the headstock also. I love how you can see that bird's eye. Very, very cool. All right, so here is the red chestnut that we're going to put on here, and I'll have my gloves on later, but I'm just going to show you what this is going to look like as it gets applied. This can be a really nice, really nice finish on the back of this mahogany. Very smooth. It's going to look excellent with that pecan stain on the neck. Yeah, I love this. I love the smell of stain. I know that sounds weird, but it's just paint and stain. Maybe I got me a paint high going on right now, I don't know. But yeah, we're gonna finish this thing up. Okay, so here's the back of the guitar. This looks really nice. I got the binding cleaned up on it. And next step, I'm gonna shoot this with some lacquer. The top of this looks like this. This is gonna be covered up, so I just needed a little bit of a base coat on here. The binding looks nice. So cool. Cool. Okay, so I decided to go back over this body with some black ink dye. I wasn't happy with the ebony stain that was on there, so I've got the binding all cleaned up, and the back looks wonderful. The sides look great. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some Watco gloss lacquer, and I'm going to shoot this with some lacquer and get this looking really nice and buff it out. Again, this is not going to be the top that's on the guitar. This is just a background, so got some plans for it. So let's get this thing lacquered. Just to show you what I'm using, I use this Watco lacquer. I use the gloss. This stuff's about $12, 13 bucks at Walmart. This stuff dries fast, about 10 minutes. You can really layer it on and buff it out to a really nice finish. Okay, so this black turned out really nice. I've got this lacquered. I don't have this buffed yet. I'm gonna buff this out, make it shinier. And the back of this looks really nice, very glossy. The Watco high gloss lacquer does a wonderful job. So I'm going to buff this out. This is going to be a background for some decorations I'm going to put on this that you'll see soon. And I found a couple good pickups. I've got a Gibson 498 I'm going to put in the bridge, and this is a Seymour Duncan Screamin' Demon. I was kind of torn whether I should put the Screamin' Demon in the bridge or the 498, but I really like the sound of the 498, so I'm probably going to put the 498 in the bridge and this in the neck and see what that sounds like. I can switch it around a little bit. I don't have a really good neck pickup that I want to use for this, so I'm going to use this one for now and check that out. I may swap these around just for fun, but I'm going to buff this out a little bit, and going to put the tuners on the neck, and I'm going to get these pots and get the bridge installed. All right, I spent about a half an hour buffing the body out, and I added some pieces to it. Everything looks real shiny and nice. Got the pots placed into the body. One tone there on the right side, 2 volumes. And all this came wired, which is nice if you're not familiar with wiring. So the wiring for the 3-way switch comes out up here. Okay, I'm going to solder those to the 3-way switch. That's really the only soldering I've got to do other than the output jack. Here are the wires for the 3-way switch. They come in through the cavity and, you know, up through this section here. I'm going to have to drill out the holes for the pickup covers, and I'll have to drill the holes for the plates that cover the controls. There's no holes here, and there's no holes around this for the plates, which I'll do that soon. But yeah, I'm gonna solder the 3-way switch to this, and then I'll solder the output jack. Here we've got the output jack hot wire and ground wire, and then we'll run the pickup wires through the body, and we'll just ground each pickup to the top of each pot and run the hot to the lug, this lug here and this lug right there for the neck and the bridge pickup. And I'll attach the neck, and we can set it up. It's gonna be really cool. So far so good. These kits are easy to put together. You just got to take your time and be patient with them. It's coming along nice. Okay, so now we're going to update on the wiring. I've got the pickups installed. I did quite a bit since the last time I filmed. Spent about an hour and a half on it messing around. I got the the three-way switch wired. Everything in there is just fine. I've tested it and it works. So first time around it worked. Here I've got the Gibson pickup wired to the first volume pot, and then I've got the Seymour Duncan to the second, and there's your tone. Everything works. I like the layout of these to be bridge, neck, tone. I like my bridge and my bridge volume to be the closest to each other, even though it probably makes more sense to do them, you know, staggered like this. I always like that to be my bridge volume. So there's the pickups installed. I had to screw drill holes for the pickup rings. I had to install the output jack. This thing's bent a little bit. I need to hammer it down just a little with a mallet. But I had to drill the holes for the output jack. Those screws need to go in just a little bit more. I had to screw holes and put in the strap buttons. On this particular model, since it's a bolt-on neck, I had to put the strap button up here on the more expensive set neck. Ibanez Iceman's, the strap button is right there, but it's a set neck, but this is a bolt-on. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to attach the covers, and I'm going to put the neck on it. And then the final step is going to be putting on these rhinestones. That's what I'm going to do to it. There's probably going to be 2,000 or 3,000 rhinestones. It's going to be quite a job, but it should be really cool. Okay, so the process has begun. Here are the rhinestones, and we've got one on the guitar. One rhinestone on the guitar, only 10 million to go. Okay, so here's a progress report. This is about 2.5 hours of work. It's very tedious, you know, but it's going to be rewarding. Very time consuming, very labor intensive, but man, this thing sparkles under the light. I can't wait to get it done, and we're going to keep pressing on here. All right, so this insane project has come to an end as far as the rhinestones are concerned. This took about 10 hours, 8 to 10 hours, no joke, crazy. I put the knobs on it, gonna put the bridge and tailpiece on it and string it up. This thing's gonna look really cool under the lights. And man, what a lot of work. I don't think I'd do this again. Not anytime soon anyway, but I'm happy it's done. Can't wait to string this thing up and set it up and check out how it sounds. All right, I've got this thing on the setup bench, and I've noticed that the nut, it needs to be filed down. This nut is way too high, so as expected, there's a little bit of problem here with the setup, but we're gonna get the nut filed down a little bit. Everything back here looks nice, so I'm gonna bring this down about 1 millimeter maybe. See if I can get this to feel better. Just way too much, just way too high on the first fret. Okay, so I put a new nut on the guitar, and I also stenciled this guitar case that I had for the Iceman. This is a bass case that I wound up getting for free a while back, and I use it for my Iceman. So I stenciled Kiss on it. Looks kind of cool, I think. And here we go, the full reveal. These rhinestones were ice blue, that was the color. And I've got a spotlight on it, so it kind of sparkles a little bit, but man, this thing really takes off under the right light. I really dig it, man. And it sounds wonderful. I can't wait to record the sound demo for the video, which we're gonna do next. So let me get this thing up in the studio and we will check out how she sounds.